A strong economy is the source of national strength. We cannot realize financial reconstruction and enhance social security without a strong economy. My job, as I've said, is to break down sectionalism, vested interests, and a fixed mindset of merely following precedents, so that I'm not subjected to the harmful effects of factions. We will work on maximizing the introduction of energy conservation and renewable energy while lowering our dependence on nuclear power generation as much as possible. It is not easy to attain carbon neutrality by 2050. I'm resolved to be active on diplomacy as Japan further develops relationships based on trust and cooperation with countries including the U.S. Terrorism must never be tolerated for any reason, and we resolutely condemn it. Many U.S. military bases are located in northern Okinawa, and a number of drills are conducted there. We'll work with the U.S. military to ensure that effects on local communities are kept to the minimum. We must correct what we find objectively wrong. Political void should never be allowed to happen at a time of national crisis. We will cultivate relations with neighboring countries based on the foundation of the U.S.-Japan alliance. In order to restore the safe lives and livelihood of all the people, my mission is to succeed and advance what the Abe administration has implemented. When facing a national crisis, we cannot allow a political vacuum to exist. I'm completely free of the ill effects of factional influence. I will make utmost efforts to conduct regulatory reform by tearing down bureaucratic sectionalism, vested interests, and notorious habit of following precedents. Only when we have economic growth can we push through fiscal reform. What's most important is to create jobs and protect businesses. Prime Minister Abe's top-level relation building is tremendous. I can't do the same. The Science Council of Japan is a government organization and operates with a roughly yen 1 billion budget annually, and appointed members become public servants. I think it's necessary to develop policies and protect national interests based on Japan-US relations. I'd like to build stable relationships with neighboring countries including China and Russia. Regulatory reform is my agenda. I intend to thoroughly work on this. During my 7 years and 8 months as Chief Cabinet Secretary, I noticed that when policies are slow to move forward, it's usually because of bureaucrats' sectionalism and a penchant for sticking with precedents. The creation of a digital agency is a reform that will lead to a major transformation of the Japanese economy and society. I'd like to realize services that people naturally think should be available, and create a society where they can feel the convenience of digitalization. Prime Minister Abe's leadership diplomacy was truly amazing. I don't think I can match that. I think there is a diplomatic stance that would fit me, and I will stick to my own style, while also seeking assistance from the Foreign Ministry. I want to make thorough steps to create a system that will spur industry, competition. I've always thought that there are many things still left in society that are detached from the sense of ordinary people. I won't overlook them, and I will determine what is right before taking bold action. Japan is opposed to any actions that escalate tensions in the South China Sea. Japan is determined to defend its territory, territorial waters, and airspace. What I always keep in mind is that we'll take action on things that need to be done promptly and without hesitation. I pledge to dedicate everything I have to working for Japan and for the people. Unless we break from sectionalism and sticking to precedents, there will be no revival of Japan. With the economy and the environment situated as two pillars of the country's growth, my administration will make the utmost effort to achieve a green society. It needs to be understood that global warming countermeasures could transform the economy and foster growth, not hinder it. When people start to believe that the same administration will continue with the same policies for 3 or 4 years, they start to think about capital investment. Japan's own efforts to defend its own country are also effective in defense, cooperation with the United States. First and foremost, the onus is on yourself to perform your own duties. If you can't, then it's your family or community's job to support you. If that still doesn't work out, then the government will take responsibility to protect you. Some may say that it's wrong for the government to meddle in what private companies are doing, but phone radio waves belong to the people. We must advance regulatory reforms. It's obvious that getting married and having children is a matter of personal freedom. To create a society that is supportive of child-rearing parents is a role of the government, and we are also working to realize a society where women can shine. The sales tax is a necessary source of revenue to pay for Japan's social welfare. The ASEAN is located at the center of the Indo-Pacific region and is critical for achieving a free and open Indo-Pacific. Japan and the U.S. are allies that share universal values such as liberty and democracy. We'd like to work together with the U.S. to further strengthen the alliance and secure peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. We need to take responsibility for all digital-related policies in one agency. We prioritize protecting the people's daily lives and jobs by continuing to make every effort to prevent coronavirus infections. Japan is not going to do anything with any country that harms the national interest. What the people want the most is to keep a balance between preventing further infections of the novel coronavirus and promoting economic activities. If North Korea chooses the right path, the country can draw a bright future for itself. Japan is prepared to break the shell of mutual distrust with North Korea and get off to a new start. Our country will continue efforts to prevent terrorism in close cooperation with the United States and the international community. Our country is governed by the rule of law, and our procedures are based on law. The Japan-US alliance is the cornerstone of the peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. I want to continue Abenomics and enhance it. The foundation of a nation is self-aid, mutual aid, and public aid. We'll continue to build a nation that is trusted by its people. I am very nice to those who do their job properly. Exchange rate stability is extremely important.